Sorry for the delay. What's up, everybody? I am sorry for the delay. I had some. It took me a little bit longer to walk my ass to the store and back than I anticipated. What's up, Outlaw Trucker, Batgirl? It matters. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. I really appreciate the support. Let's see. Let's run through the chat real quick. Hey there. Howdy, Outlaw Trucker. Hello, everyone. Thought I'd pop in while I was at lunch. Well, I hope I didn't miss you there. It matters. Batgirl, hello, it matters. Working on some more. Batgirl. Hey, Batgirl. Outlaw Trucker. Hi, it matters. For any of you who watch this that don't know who I am, what this channel is about, and what we do here, I am Get to Know Batgirl. It's okay, no loads right now. I'm just sitting in a hotel room. Wow, it's cold outside. Come on, Aaron. Else Nicolina will think you're busy abusing your child. Well, shit, then I should have took longer there, Batgirl. Made her really think I was abusing my child real good. But I gotta say, we're staying away from other creator content, other creators talking shit about them and whatnot in this channel from now on. Trust and believe me, Batgirl, there will be plenty enough time on my Just the Nobody channel to talk about whatever the hell we want, whenever the hell we want. So it matters. I will fly by. Oh, well. Hell yeah, Batgirl. Throwing that bat signal up good. Now he's done. Move the time. I know. I was running a little bit late, but still, I still beat my 11:45 time. Or my 10:45 time. Sorry, guys. It matters. I will scold him for you. LOL. I'm sure Batgirl will definitely let me have it from every angle today. I've got some stuff to seeing you when I get home. You just going to have a field day. Hell yeah. Must have heard me. I did hear you, Batgirl. I got the bat signal loud and clear. Loud and clear. Thank you. You have my support. Thank you. It matters. I really appreciate it. I'm going to give you my bat phone number so we can talk. Sounds good. You want me to, I can drop you the link. You don't have to come up on panel or anything or say anything, but you can just, I'll drop the StreamYard link. You can come up and just put it in the back chat if you don't want everybody to know it, Batgirl. I know with what's going on YouTube, you know, people just love to get their hands on that kind of shit. But anyway, I am Get to Know. I am your advocate for child sexual abuse awareness and raising hell when it comes to the judicial system, when it comes to judges and prosecuting attorneys giving sentences that are just ridiculously stupid to pedophiles and giving them slaps on the wrist so they can just come right back out and go ahead and abuse again in a matter of a couple years. And that's kind of what we're going to touch base on today. I have touched base on this before. However, I wanted to refresh everybody's memories about how it works. Not a lot of people realize how bad it is and exactly what these parasites go through after they get off probation, parole, as in who's there to watch over them, who's there to oversee them, who's there to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and not doing what they're not supposed to be doing. The system is broken, folks. The system is broken. Yes, you're right, Batgirl. It is worse than bad. Jackie fucking Cunningham, what's up, sweetheart? I'm glad to see you here. You're right, Batgirl. It is worse than bad. It is way worse than bad. It's a lot worse than a lot of people can. Hi there, Aaron. How's things? It's going good. That's going good, Jackie fucking Cunningham. How are you, sweetheart? I am glad to see you here. You are one of my biggest supporters, and I just adore it. So our system is, I just better realize my camera's off too. So the system is broken beyond what most people can comprehend. Yes, I might look a little red in the face because, like I said, I just got done walking my big ass back to and from the store because today is, let me get it one time for my wife. Today is Sugar Glider's birthday. Sugar Glider, I love you. I have looked at every single day as a blessing that you are still in my life, and every day that you put up with my shit, with my anxiety issues, my bipolar issues, my chronic depression issues, my borderline split personality issues, my multiple ongoing issues that you take in stride every single day, babe. I love you for that. Every day is a blessing to have you in my life. And this is your birthday song. It isn't very long, but it's your birthday song. I love you, Sugar Glider. Here's to another year, baby. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Jackie fucking Cunningham in the house, baby, baby. Outlaw Trucker says happy B-Day.
Thank you.
Sugar Glider says thank you. Batgirl says happy birthday. It Matters says happy birthday. Jackie fucking Cunningham says, I'm good, Aaron. We kick and other break out of your government wall. Nicola Sturgeon husband has resigned from his job in the government. That's awesome news. That's awesome news. I have been kind of following that a little bit, so I know what you're talking about when you do come in the chat and we discuss this. Yes, that is a very, very big step in the right direction for your country. That is very, very good, and couldn't be more happy about it. Agree. So, our system is broken when it comes to how these parasites are handled after they. Who's he? Who Sugar Glider? At Batgirl? At Batgirl? How dumb was that? Are you talking about Sugar Glider? Yes, Outlaw Trucker. It is badly. Sugar Glider is my wife. Yes, Sugar Glider is my wife. The husband. I'm the husband. Am I on the right page? Am I on the wrong page? Did I smoke a little bit too many dabs or some shit? Or what? What's up? Yeah, well, last I knew, I was the husband. Like, I don't know, she might have filed for a quiet divorce. You know, she might be getting a divorce from the bushes. I'm just saying. Oh, Nicola husband. Okay, right. Who Jackie is? She is talking about the the I'm gonna screw it up if I say it. Like he's one of the head directors of the government in Scotland and the United Kingdom, if I do believe right. Correct, Jackie Cunningham. Or got a hold of the wrong stuff, lol. I never get a hold of the wrong stuff. It might be too potent, but it's never wrong. Smoke. Yeah, yeah. I don't smoke. The dabs do. I just inhale it. I think you have smoked too much, lol. Catnip, anyone? Maybe. Can you smoke it? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't try it. Maybe I would. I wouldn't. I'm just kidding. I take it he's a predator. Pretty much, if you're in, I mean, from my viewpoint, if you're in any branch of the government, I mean, not all of them are, but for the most part, especially in the United States, for the most part, most people who are in the government have some kind of tie-in to whether it be trafficking or pedophilia themselves or whatnot. Yeah, I know. I'm sweating like a fucking stuck pig here because I just got done back from walking from the store and I'm not a little guy, okay? And my fucking big ass can get moving when I need to. So, yeah. Our system is broken. So, a parasite gets busted for some charges against the child, and they go to court. They get sentenced. They go to prison for a couple years. They get out, do a year or two on probation, and their probation or parole time ends. What happens with that parasite after they get released from probation or parole? Anybody know in the chat? Put a 28 in the chat if you know what happens to parasites after they get released from probation or parole in the United States. Eat, sleep, repeat, pretty much. So, as I don't see any 28s popping up in the chat, let me tell you what happens. Four things happen. They have to send a letter into the Department of Probation and Parole. Go on the move that you go searching. So they, they repeat offend most of the times. They do. I think a big problem with why a lot of them repeat offend is because after they get released off probation or parole, their requirements to stay compliant as a registered SO is simple. 3 times a year, they get a letter sent to them in the mail asking if they are still residing at that current address that they have registered in the department, and they have to sign it and send it back 3 times a year. Once every 3 months, they do that. Then once a year, they have to go into the office personally, fill out their paperwork again, and get a current picture taken. That's it. There's nobody there to watch over them. You're right, Batgirl. They are not monitored properly. They are not fucking monitored at all. Unless they're monitored by citizens of the city they live in, which is kind of a joke. I mean, I do the best I can to monitor what's going on with our RSOs in my town, around my neighborhood. My wife and I are both survivors of childhood SA, and both of our abusers were non-compliant with the RSO, or the SO registry. Yep, that's right. They just turned them loose. So my wife's abuser, was both non-compliant. My abuser was non-compliant for just over a year. My wife's abuser was non-compliant for like 18 months. They both just so happen to live in the same city, which happens to not be the city that my wife and I live in. And that's right, Batgirl. That's what needs to be realized. These scum cannot be cured. You're right. So my wife's abuser was non-compliant for 18 months. Mine was non-compliant for almost a year, and they both lived in the same county, same city. So I thought I would do what I thought I legally could do, and I called their local probation and parole. I even called their local police department. I even called the lead detective of their sex crimes division and reported them both as non-compliant. And they basically laughed at me and said, "We don't have time to take care of all of that." Well, what do you mean? They're breaking the fucking law. Non-compliant means what? They're following the rules and regulations that they're supposed to as a registered sex offender? Or does it mean they're not following the rules and regulations that they are supposed to as being a registered sex offender? Exactly. They're not following the rules and regulations. And I don't give a shit what it is. If they're required to report every 3 days and they miss a day, they're non-compliant. Face the penalties and consequences that comes with being non-compliant. You're right, Batgirl. It's a fucking joke. It matters. Sorry, I got to go back to work. See all of you tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's I do believe, yes. Central Time, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. I'm looking forward to our live tomorrow. Get to know It Matters. I am extremely excited about our live tomorrow, and I really can't wait for it. It's going to be great. Got a couple little surprises in hand and whatnot. So, yes, indeed. I don't want to sound rude to anybody else who I have been on their panel and done interviews with. Lethal injection, only cure. I'd say that's even too much. I say they're 47-cent cases. You know, it costs about 47 cents to make a 9mm bullet. So, I mean, like the parasite that I did a story on last week, who 76 years old, if I remember correctly, in Florida. He got busted with so much child pedophilia pictures material that they weighed it. And he had over 2,600 pounds of explicit pictures of children being in all kinds of sexual manners violated, that he himself personally printed off of his own home computer. Over a ton, which they counted it, and it came in over 220,000 individual images of children being violated in a sexual manner that he himself downloaded, printed off, and had in his possession. He's 76 years old. Execute him. I don't think that case, there's no argument. That's guilty. When you have 2,600 fucking pounds of child pornography, over 220,000 individual images of children being violated in your possession that you yourself printed off, that's your whole court case right there. In those boxes on those papers, that is an execution on the spot. I don't give a fuck I don't care if anybody has a problem with that. I don't care what anybody thinks. I really don't. That's what I think should happen. 47-cent cases. Jackie Cunningham, LOL, he won't be walking back then. Oh, yeah, my bad. Jackie, hi there, trucker and Batgirl. Had a friend over at Mines, but he's left to go to pub because Scotland won at the rugby today. So just catching up. Hell yeah. Rugby is a dirty ass sport, but I love that shit. I tell you what, I played rugby for a little while back in 10th and 11th grade. It's kind of cool. You're right. Sick bastards, indeed. Yes, Aaron, the Scottish government is falling apart on how the mighty falls. There is a lot more going to get exposed and grooming. It's on the list what these parasites have been up to. And am I wrong, Jackie Cunningham? I'm sure it's the same in your country, but the more and more you look into it and the more and more of these parasites that fall, the more and more of them that we discover that come out of the woodwork that you could never even imagine how big the numbers have gotten of sexual exploitation, trafficking, cases of rape, molestation, and all of it has gotten throughout the world. It's an epidemic. It's a pandemic. It's a fucking problem, man. Use these bastards for animal testing. Hey, that's a good fucking idea. Bad girl. I never thought about that. That's a good idea. Save all these innocent animals. Start doing the fucking animal testing on these bastards. What? I get it. I'm right there with you on that one. That's why it needs more exposure. And that's why I'm going to do everything I can to expose. Batgirl, Peter is Nicola Sturgeon's husband. Nicola was our first minister, like your U.S. president. Okay, yeah, I was right. Yeah, they're like the bigwig. Like, Biden and what's her name? Kamala. Yes, indeed. And I did another live a while back. Charlotte's Webbing, how are you, sweetheart? I'm glad to see you here. I did another live a few weeks back about trafficking in the United States, and I broke down each individual state on where they ranked from 1 to 51. And Washington, D.C. came in top overall per capita when it comes to human trafficking, child trafficking in the United States. And, that's just the capital of, that's where all of our politics are at. Our politicians are at. It's where the laws are fucking passed. And it doesn't surprise me that it did. I'm not going to lie. It surprised the hell out of me that Washington, D.C. was the worst place in the United States for trafficking. But then thinking about it, it really is not that surprising. It's really not that surprising. Yes, Aaron, and all governments have been pushing it to make it the normal to grooming kids. Indeed, they have, Jackie Cunningham, but we will not stop in our mission, and that is exposure. We, the people of this country and this world, we run our country. We are the ones that are supposed to make the decisions. We are the ones that are supposed to make the rules and regulations. Our politicians, our governors and senators, our ministers, our leaders of our countries, they're supposed to see to it that our rules and regulations are upheld in a legal manner. We don't work for them. They work for us. That is literally how it works. That is literally how it works. When your government fails to do the job that you have hired them to do, it is our duty, our right to step up and take them out of office and replace them with the individuals that we want to do the job that we want the job done for. It's not the other way around. We tell them the job they're supposed to do, then they're supposed to do it. And all too often they're passing laws and they're updating statutes, and all of that should be voted on by the public. It's supposed to be, and it's not. All too often laws and regulations and rules are getting changed, and they're not getting voted on by the people of this country. Our politicians, our governors, our senators are changing the rules themselves to fit their agenda. Jackie Cunningham, there's no one worse than Jimmy Savile and Richard Hunkel. Just by those names, they don't sound very good. So, yeah, I have mentioned this before. I'm not condoning drug dealing, so don't get me wrong or don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But like I said, this is just kind of a recap show for the day. I know you all miss me. I know you're all aching to tell your friends about me, so I figured I'd pop on. But when it comes to our judicial system, a child gets abused, they say something, the parasite gets arrested sometimes. They go to court, the prosecuting attorney approaches the defense attorney and the defendant and makes them a plea bargain. And I believe that's wrong. There shouldn't be no plea deals for sex crimes. I don't care if it's against a child or an adult. If you have committed a sex crime, you do not get a plea bargain. That's my thought on it. Our system is so broke that, like I was saying, my brother-in-law got busted by the DEA back 2.5, 3 years ago for drug trafficking. He was tied up, battered, and raped. Now he's justice. Now that's justice. Yeah. So he got busted for trafficking drugs, and we're talking multiple pounds of illicit drugs. And he got sentenced to 26 years in the federal penitentiary, fixed, without parole. So he will be doing 26 years in prison, in federal prison without parole. And once he's released from federal prison, he's got another 4 years to go on state charges that he got sentenced to 4 years fixed on state charges. Now, here's why I bring this up. I bring this up repeatedly because the day my brother-in-law got sentenced for his crimes that he committed, the parasite that got sentenced right before him was standing in court for the 5th time. He was about to make his 5th journey back to the federal penitentiary for possession of child pornography, distribution of child pornography, production of child pornography, and I think that's it. But this was the 5th time he was in there for the same charges. And this motherfucker got 5 years fixed in the penitentiary. We all know that if he was producing, distributing child pornography, he had more than one victim, probably in the hundreds of victims. His 5th time going to prison for these same charges, and he does 5 years. This motherfucking parasite will be out of prison in 3 years, while my brother-in-law sits in prison for another 24 for selling adult drugs, when this motherfucker was exploiting children and gets 5 years. That's why the system's broken. That's what's wrong with the system. So these prosecuting attorneys will go to the defendant and the defense attorney and make a plea deal. Now, a lot of people don't know, but the judge has the choice whether he wants to accept the plea bargain or deny the plea bargain. 99% of the time, the judge accepts the plea bargain, which I think is bullshit. Then turns around in a couple of weeks and sentences the parasite to a slap on the fucking wrist for destroying children's lives. How does that seem like it's okay? How does that seem like it's right? How the fuck does that seem like it's justice for any victim? At all. It's not. That's not what we call justice. That's a blatant slap in the face from justice herself when it comes to this shit. The numbers are atrocious, you guys. There's no signs of it slowing down. Why are there no signs of it slowing down? Because we, the people of this country, have not made a stand and demanded a fucking change when it comes to child sex crimes and sexual crimes against human beings in our country. We are more likely to send people to prison for the rest of their lives for selling fucking drugs to drug addicts than we are for sending people to prison for life for destroying innocent children's lives for the rest of their lives. Every single day is a battle for my wife and I when it comes to being a survivor of sexual abuse. It's something that gets a little bit easier, I guess, after time, but it's still constantly there. It's still always right there. It's always dragging on you, and it leads to a lot of bad decisions sometimes. Thank you, Charlotte. Our country and other countries around the world are as in bad a shape as they are because we have allowed our government, whom we put in power to do what we tell them to do for us, we have let them get away with letting them do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want to do it. It's our fault our country is the way it is, and it's time for us to stand up and fix shit. When the agenda is to push pedophilia to a normalized point in people's lives, that's a fucking problem. Hands down, a fucking problem. What are we doing? You might have kids, you might not have kids. If you don't, do you care about children? Do you care about the future of innocent children? Do you think it's okay for any human being to sexually violate any other human being in any way, shape, or form? If you have a problem with pedophilia, this is where you need to be. This channel, this community, as there are some major things coming to change and some pushes are about to be made full-fledgedly and as hard as possible. I got a few things in the work myself. I got a few things that I would like to pass over to a few other people in other towns, in other cities. I am in the process of writing for a grant for this topic. So yeah, that's the direction of the channel. That's what we're doing. That's where we want to go. We owe it to our children because they don't deserve that shit. They really don't. No human being deserves. Sorry. No human being deserves to be sexually violated by any other human being ever. To me, I think sexual crimes against humans are crimes that are worse than murder to me. Any crime against a child should be first strike, you're out. Abso-fucking-lutely, Batgirl. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. I honestly couldn't agree with you more. Back in 1998, I got arrested. I had a cousin wear a wire on me. I sold him a 1/4 ounce of marijuana. And when I got arrested, I had 8 cops pull shotguns in my face, and they acted like I was scum of the earth for selling a $35 bag of weed to my cousin. I got something in my eye, and it's not my finger. I stand in front of the judge, and the judge looks at me, and he goes, Mr. McGonigal, we got you on 1 count of felony delivery of controlled substance in the state of Idaho, and in the state of Idaho, that carries a sentence of up to 15 years to life in prison. This is the first time I had ever been in trouble. It's the first felony charge I ever caught. I've never been convicted on a felony. I had just turned 18. They actually waited almost a full calendar year to make sure I was 18 before they arrested me. By the grace of God and by the grace of God and an amazing fucking lawyer, I ended up beating the charge because of some stipulations that weren't followed. And in a court of law, you have the right to face your accuser, and they couldn't produce the accuser. So that was one stipulation that I beat him on, amongst a few other ones. But I was facing 15 years to life in prison for a delivery of a controlled substance first offense. When a person can go to prison for life for drugs, and a person who sexually violates another human being can go to prison for 5 years and get out to do it again, that's a fucking problem. It's so wrong on some next. Yeah, you're right, Batgirl. It really is. It really is. We have to get children to speak up and teach them it's okay to tell. Teach them awareness of the monsters out there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Charlotte. I actually kind of wanted to talk to you about that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop my link again here real quick. If you'd like to grab that link, Charlotte, and come up with me, that would be great. So this grant, I'm applying for a grant. I'm not going to give too much detail about it and whatever and whatnot, but I'm applying for a grant, and it is okay. It is centered on raising awareness about sexual abuse. It is about, well, I'll just wait a minute until Charlie gets up here. Give me a few minutes. Absolutely. Yeah, I gotta go put some eye drops in my eye anyway, real quick. I don't know what the fuck I got in there, but it's bugging the shit out of me. I'll be right back, guys. Let me see here. I'm not just gonna leave you guys hanging. So I'm gonna slap on a little song real quick. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. All right, back, guys.
It's like you think you know me, but you don't really know me. And one day you're gonna wake up and figure that out. And when that day comes, I'm thinking you'll probably leave. Now I don't know how long my forever's gonna be, but I invite you to come and spend mine with me. And I'ma do my best to see that we live happily. You just keep what's left. When something happens to me, I'm looking for someone to marry me, take care of me and bury me. These days that's a rarity, but I can guarantee if I broadcast live from deep within me, God will send me someone only divinity can ever get the credit for. And I can take her from the hood to the Gucci store. God give her OG for a daddy, bad broad for a mama, from tank tops and thong to the bottom pajamas. And I'ma be awake when I'm supposed to be asleep, cause my mind's on my money and I know when I'ma reap what I sow. I'm a beast who should be heavily medicated, that's their opinion. To me, I'm just dedicated, motivated by the thoughts of empty mouth. Nightmares of coming home to an empty house. I know what it is to see something fail. Titanic built a castle and watched it collapse in front of me. My daughter, she survived the tragedy, the aftermath of my attempt at a family. So don't sit up here and talk about what I already know, or sit up here and act as though you would never go, like you would never ever pack your bags and leave. I'm not comparing you to her, it's a reaction to me. People take all they can take and I just run on my way. Even I can't believe some of the stuff that I say. The holes in the walls can easily be fixed with mud. The holes in us can only be repaired with love, and they can only be mended. They can never be fixed, because people forgive you, but they can never forget. I'm hard to love. Some say I'm hard to like, but I've been through a lot of things and I'm scarred for life. I got bruises on my spirit, dents in my chin, and I'm never letting anybody get me again. I'm hard to love. Some say I'm hard to like, but I've been through a lot of things and I'm scarred for life. I got bruises on my spirit, dents in my chin, and I'm never letting anybody get me again. Now if you've never been in love, it's irrelevant to you. If you dare, pray for me and I'ma pray for you too. Baby girl, I'm trying to see all of your dreams real, so try to understand how my size 4 jinx feel. I need another female like a hole in the head. If I ever cut you cheating, there'll be holes in the bed. So yeah, okay. I think I got it. Damn. Play family portrait for you. Okay, bad girl. I will, but I'll probably get a strike on this one, but it's okay.
You're worth it. You're dedicated get to know subscribers. So
how in the world did Mint Mobile and Jack in the Box
blah blah
get
blah.
together?
Fuck Jack in the
No
Box.
sense.
Fuck Mint
Sit
Mobile.
down. It's a long story.
Shut up. I don't want to hear a long story. Saturday Talks. Hang on one second. Saturday Talks. I'm not sure who you are, and unless I have known you within the community for a while, or if you haven't made yourself known in the community, then I can't let you up on my panel just because I don't want the porn bombs. So let me see here. Stop cam.
I can't stand the sound. Your pain is painful and it's staring me down. I hear glasses breaking as I sit up in my bed. I told God you didn't mean those nasty things you said. You fight about money, about me and my brother, and this I come home to. This is my shelter. It ain't easy growing up in World War III, never knowing what love could be. You see, I don't want love to destroy me like it has done my family. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Mommy, I will anything. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Daddy, please don't leave. Daddy, please stop yelling. I can't stand the sound.
You're right,
Big
Richard.
mama, stop crying, 'cause I need you around. My mama, she loves you. No matter what she says, it's true. I know that she hurt you, but remember, I
Yeah,
love
you're
you
right. My
too.
brother-in-law got busted for trafficking.
I ran
Pounds and
away
pounds of shit.
today, ran
Yeah.
from the noise, ran away. Don't wanna go back to that place, but don't have no choice, no way. It ain't easy growing up in World War III, never
Right.
knowing what love could be that I've seen. I don't want love to destroy me like it did my family. Work it out. Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Promise I'll be anything. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Stop telling me it's only in our family portrait, we look pretty happy. Let's play pretend that like it comes
Okay.
naturally. I don't have to split the holidays. I don't want to address this. I don't want that brother anyways, and I don't want my mother to change her last name.
Hey, sister.
Hi.
How are you today? Dardine, what's up, sister? You're welcome back, girl. You're welcome back, girl.
Hi, Darlene. Hello.
How are you, sister?
Hi, Batgirl. I'm okay.
Richard, my brother, how are you today?
Oh, hi, Richard.
So, your comment you made right before I asked you to come up on panel,
Yeah.
it kind of stuck out to me because I haven't really told much of anybody yet, but I'm applying for a grant. It's a pretty big one. I'll give you some more details about it through text message. I'm not going to reveal too much of it here on the channel. But I was one of the main focuses of this grant is they want more awareness being put out about sexual abuse towards children. It just so happens that's one of the things we do here at Get to Know. And there's so many things with this grant that falls right into perfect play for this community of Get to Know. As I have more details and it gets closer to the time, I will release more details to everybody. Because like I have said many times, even though I'm the one that started this channel, this is a community-based channel. This channel is about making a difference on the bigger picture and not on a personal level. So, Charlotte, would you like to help me write up this proposal for this grant?
Well, I would have to look over the grant itself and see what it all oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not with it today.
It's all right. It's all right.
I would have to read it
Absolutely.
in the entirety of everything, and see what all the details are of it, and and go from there, and then I could give you my answer on that. But yeah, I myself don't make any decisions, without having to, actually look at what we are speaking about,
Absolutely.
in detail.
Babe, look at the screen.
So.
What's up, Catlin?
Hi, Catlin. Yeah, did she tell her to check her text message?
Tell Sugar Glider?
Yeah.
Babe, Charlotte's Webbing says check your messages. Text messages, yes, babe. Hello. Babe, Sister Darlene says happy birthday as well.
Yeah. I sent that to her a little earlier.
She says thank you. She says thank you.
Love you guys.
You're welcome.
She says love you guys. She says love you guys.
I love that we're both Pisces.
Me too. I think that's kind
of... Uh-oh.
I hit the wrong button, but I'm back. No.
Got kicked.
It's a good feeling when you can kick yourself out of your own damn channel. So yeah, also tomorrow at noon Mountain Standard Time, I will be a special guest on It Matters channel. We have been trying to get together at the same time, but you know how I am about checking emails, Charlotte. And
yeah.
So it's been a game of tag, but we finally got it worked out, and I have to throw major props to my homegirl, Batgirl, straight up, because she really put in a lot of effort herself to make this happen. So Batgirl, I tip my hat to you. Thank you very much for your help and your dedication to this channel and the desire to see it grow and become something bigger than just a YouTube channel. From the bottom of my heart, I personally thank you for that. This has been an interview that I have been excited about doing. I've been dying to do for the last month and a half, if not a little bit more. So tomorrow at noon Mountain Standard Time, join me. It's on my community. I put it on my community tab, the channel link and the info about it. So please, 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 I personally would consider it a personal favor, and It Matters would definitely consider it a personal favor if all of us came over there and showed support, not only for Get to Know, but for It Matters as well. Because when it comes to this kind of stuff, the way shit is, it matters, you guys. It matters. Her channel's name is The Situation. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, It Matters is wonderful. I've been to her channel many of times. Not as much as I do my, normal. But she's a great lady. I believe that's isn't that I believe that's Griff's wife. Isn't that Griff's wife?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. She's pretty cool. Yeah. She's laid back. So I like her lives. Her chat's pretty I mean, you have no problems in her channel at all.
I've been watching, for quite some time, and I haven't seen any kind of issue with her channel or Griff's channel. I didn't put it together. That's how slow my common sense level is sometimes. But I didn't put together that she and Griff were husband and wife until she kind of pointed that out to me last night in a text message. She's like, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I am Griff. I was like, oh, I guess that does make sense. Okay. So.
Yeah, it's pretty neat how, there's just so many YouTube creators out there, and we each have our own. We each have our own personalities and our own goals and what we want to reach to and teach about, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, indeed. If you'd like to send me that, send me that information to my email, or if you have like a PDF on it or something, that'd be great. That'll give me something to do, to read, take some things off my mind, and stuff. So
yes, I will. I'll get that to you in the next day or two.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind reading that. Seeing, what it's about and see what we can do.
All right. Hey, Char, check the private chat, would you?
Yeah.
Well, I feel very privileged there, Batgirl. I feel very privileged. You are a very important member of this community, that's for sure. Yep, I have to agree. I don't care what anybody says. I got the best community, the best chat community. There's not one bad person in here, I don't believe. So ever. So that's extremely important for me. I have built so much trust with a lot of you, and the personal friendships that I have made from doing this are amazing to me. I never really thought that I would be actually making actual friends that I would consider a friend of mine, give my personal phone number to. And I love all you guys, man. You guys are what makes all of this possible for me. Every one of you. So just remember that. I know I probably don't say it enough, or I probably say it too much. So,
Did you happen to read that article that I sent you about that teacher? She's actually
yeah,
and it was a
yes,
16-year-old.
yeah,
Maybe we,
yeah,
that would be a great topic or something you can bring out. But she might be doing some prison time, and that was a 16-year-old. So, this stuff that's going around, people saying that, if someone's like, 15, or in this state has laws of a 15-year-old, and, there's nothing they can do, hey, he was only 16 and she was way an adult. Guess what? she's going to have some prison time.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Her
Batgirl, I'm not sure how to get you my phone number unless you pop up here in chat and I can put it in the private chat, because I'm not going to put it out here for everybody to have. I mean, I'd love to talk to you about a few things myself. So,
yeah, I'm not sure if that would be something you'd want to.
yeah.
Bring up, but yeah,
Okay, cool. All right. I will keep my eye open for it then, and I will let you know as soon as I get it, Batgirl.
Oh, Darlene, what's this about?
This one? There's so much cover up all over the place. It's disgusting when it comes to this kind of shit, man. It blows my mind. Like, I mean, I've read so much shit on it, and I know how deep it goes when it comes to keeping this shit under wraps, and it's terrifying, man. It's disgusting. Aaron, I am willing to help you out with anything about human rights and a wee bit on legal stuff, as our laws are a bit different. But if it comes to safeguarding children, that's a worldwide law. Absolutely. All right, Jackie Cunningham. I appreciate it. I was gonna get ready to talk to you about some shit too, girl. Until I got my, you guys don't know it yet, but I've got my army picked out, my front line of my army picked out. You know what I mean? To help get shit rolling. Did you check the back chat again, Char?
Yes, I'm taking care of it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can always yeah, you can always email me, but it could be a few days before. I don't know why, but I have this mental blockage when it comes to checking the fucking email. I am horrible about checking email for some reason. It just totally escapes my mind.
Yeah, go ahead and check it.
Damn it. All right, well, I'll figure out how to fix that then. I thought I did. I thought I took care of that already, but
I'll text you how to do it.
Okay, because I'm not sure how to do it from my laptop. All I know is how to do it from my cell phone. So
yeah, you can do it as soon as this is over.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Just got a few little loose ends I got to get tied up and squared away.
I've been doing the same thing.
What's that?
I've been doing the same thing, so it'll be all right. Don't.
Oh yeah.
stress.
Oh, I'm not stressing about it at all. I'm not worried about it at all. I know I got a kick-ass group of people here that have nothing but good intentions for what we are all trying to do here. So I'm good. I don't stress on that shit anymore. Not at all. So I don't usually know. I try. I probably shouldn't either, but
I read an article the other day about our local schools. All of our sheriff and our police officers went into all the local schools. You know how they do this assemblies. I don't know what they call it, but it used to be like assembly time, in school,
Mm-hmm.
And they're going around doing all the safety, how to keep the kids safe, with all the school shootings and things. But in my mind, I'm thinking, this is like the second time this school year that they've done this. Like, where is the drug talk? Where is the sex offender talk? Where is the keeping them safe in a hole? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep, absolutely.
Where is, when I was in school, we had those talks. We had the talks about stranger danger and the drugs, and now it's all about watching out for someone trying to come into school and shooting up the school, bomb threats. It has nothing to do with teaching the kids safety outside the school. Like, watch on your way home from school, walking, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear it in the colleges. The colleges are being taught that. But what about the high school kids and the junior high and the elementary? Like, I asked my niece the other day, she's in Tiffin Middle School, and she lives out of town, and I asked her the other day, and I was like, wait a minute here. I was like, do you guys talk about, in your assemblies or anything, do you guys talk about any type of predators or any type of, what to do if you guys are like in trouble with like any kind of snatching up, right? No, we've never talked about that. And it's just like, what do you do to get that brought back?
Yep, I got a few things in mind. And that's what one of the basis of this. That's one of the things that this grant wants to focus on is ways to incorporate educated, decent ways to inform children and make awareness, man. Create more and more awareness of it. The best way to combat this, the more people who know about it and speak out about it, the more progress we're gonna make. If we all keep our mouth shut and we all just sit here with our fucking lips zipped up, nothing's gonna change except for it's gonna get worse. That's it. So, like I said, there's like 5 different things on this grant that we don't have to do all 5 of them on the grant, but there's 5 main focus points of this grant that they want people to do on this grant. So one of them is creating awareness at all levels, all age levels, because whether people want to admit it or not, sexual abuse happens to children, happens to teenagers, happens to young adults, happens to adults, happens to the elderly all the time.
Right.
Anybody anybody can become a victim of sexual abuse at any point in time. And
Now,
how do we
yeah.
go ahead? Go ahead.
Now, when I went to school before I worked in the nursing home, we're taught that with our elder abuse, that's part of our, what we were taught was, look out for signs of, one of the parts of elder abuse is sexual abuse within, other patients in a nursing home, because, that's a thing. Not only is it a thing with employees, it's also a thing within other patients trying to get with other patients, so, we're taught that there, but, another thing too, like with the grant, maybe, look into just reaching out to, even just, trying to get a hold of your local council people and just say, hey, is there any type of way that, or do you guys have anything in place that you can, or a group or an organization in place that goes and speaks to the children about, what to look out for in this, what I'm saying?
Right.
Just in your local area.
And there's not, like, I mean, I know for sure there's not any kind of group or anything that does that around my neighborhood, in my city, my town, or even in surrounding towns. It wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't a group like that goes anywhere in any city and talks about this problem. I mean, the only way,
right.
The only way it changes is if we make a change, and
that's where it needs to start, is at the children.
Yep, it does,
because the children are the most vulnerable, and they are the ones most of the time that get brainwashed by these parasites that, and then they're afraid to speak, and that's when it doesn't hit them until adulthood and traumatizes them like no other, and and they get their whole life taken away from them.
Yeah, like me, my abuse stopped when I was just about turning 12, and I'm 43 years old. I'm almost 44 years old now, and that's a lot of years between the abuse stopping and right now. And fuck, man, it almost seems more difficult for me now than it was for me 20 years ago.
Yeah. And I'm not ready to tell my story yet. When I do, I will, but
no pressure, Shar, no pressure whatsoever.
I have too much other things going on, and I have a home life,
Yep.
Got family, and
yep.
So, but it does, it's exhausting in itself.
Yes.
It's exhausting in itself. Just to speak about it is exhausting in itself. Like, I'm surprised when you don't get off of here, you don't go take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not the way to go. The way to go is to push yourself away from that.
Yep.
Make it something better. That's how you fight. That's how you fight against it.
Yep. I mean, I fear for my children's future, with the way things are now. And I mean, I know it's only going to be a matter of a few more years before my children have children and make me a 2-time, 3-time grandpa. And I'm really scared for my grandchildren's future, my great grandchildren's future. Like, it really, when I sit and think about it, literally makes me sick to my stomach to think about what they're going to have to face if things don't change dramatically and change dramatically now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was worried about my kids. You know, I can tell you when I was growing up, back in the day, remember we used to like hang out on neighbors' porches and shoot the shit and, you know, all that shit. And this is back in the beeper day. Remember we had beepers and stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, we used to, you know, hang out on neighbors' porches, shoot the shit, you know, smoke a couple cigarettes, do whatever, you know. I can remember this old lady, she lived right beside us, and she would tell me, you know, she told me, she said, just watch out when you have children. Your children's generation is going to be crazier than ever.
Fuck.
And look at my children now, what my oldest daughter is 30, you know, and I have 3 grandchildren. I'm scared for them.
Yeah.
My grandma's on her way to having her 5th generation baby.
Wow.
And she's still living. Okay? She was scared when she had her first grandchild. You know, it's nuts. It's a crazy world. It really is. It really is. But it's all in a matter of how, you know, and part of it is, I believe it's all in a matter on how, what's within your family, on how you pay attention to your children.
Yep.
You raise awareness with your children. Don't sugarcoat shit with your children. Don't ignore your children. Love your children.
Believe your children.
Believe your children. Yes. Because and don't overly love your children. And don't make your children your best friends.
Yeah, like that's crazy. That's crazy you bring that up, Shark, because back a couple years ago, my son, my daughter, my wife, and myself were sitting down, we were having a conversation. And it was about friends and parents. And we asked our kids, who's your best friend, like, who's your best friend? And of course, my daughter said me, my son said my wife. And as much as that melted our hearts, we both were like, that can't happen. Like a best friend goes out and gets in trouble with you. A best friend talks you into making stupid decisions. That's all part of growing up. A parent cannot be a best friend and a parent. I can't do my job. As being a parent and protecting you as best as possible by being your best friend. So I can't have you as my best friend. I would rather have you as my daughter and you as my son, rather than my son who's my best friend and my daughter who's my best friend, because that would mean I would be one out there helping with bad influences and getting in trouble with you and making dumb decisions with you like best friends do, Yep. So yeah, I mean, you can't be your child's best friend and parent. It just don't work.
Exactly, because you have to put that foot down with them. Discipline.
Yep.
Because if you don't, that's when they're going to get into trouble.
Yes, Batgirl, it is shattered innocence.
And that's when they're going to get in trouble, and that's when they're going to be out there exposing themselves to the bad world. And it's pretty sad that you can't even put, back in the day, you're supposed to put your children's names on their book bag and on that you can't do that anymore.
Nope.
That they get dropped off at the bus stop and they have to walk, maybe a half a block to their home, and you never know, their name's right on their book bag. Someone can holler their name out.
Yep. Indeed.
Oh, welcome, Nicolina.
Take care of her. You can come and attack me all you want on my other channel,
Hey.
Nicolina, you can come and attack me all you want on my other channel. This channel's not for that.
Screenshot that. Screenshot that. Screenshot it. Shoot it. Screenshot it. Anyways, but yeah, we used to go, a child walks half a block away, sees their name. You never know who's going to be on that half a block.
Yeah.
And sees their name and
you know what?
hollers out their name.
I don't know if anybody did, but don't even block her. Don't even block her. Just it's fine. It's fine. I will stay true to my word and put it out there again. Everybody is welcome in this community as long as you have the best interest of children in mind. So Nicolina 777, this channel, you're welcome here as long as you're here to make a difference for the positive. If not, you can bugger the fuck off. And if you want to come at me, you can come at me on my other channel all you want to, because I am not going to back down from you. And that's the last I'm going to say about her in this chat.
Yeah.
So. But.
Yeah. So tomorrow at what time are you? Oh, you said you're going to make a post about it?
It's already on my community tab. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
It'll be at noon Mountain Standard Time.
All right.
That I am excited for. Just so we have.
Well, maybe when I come out with my story, I'll have you come up on my channel.
I'd love to.
Maybe you could be my guest when I come out with my story.
That would be great. I would be honored to be a part of that.
Because it does help with someone that has gone through the same thing, and knowing the lifelong, everything you have to go through and what that you've gone through, and it just helps ease everything, and it helps so
yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure, Batgirl. It depends on what time it will be for me.
Okay, thanks, Outlaw. Okay, I appreciate you guys timing her out, but yeah, I reacted too fast to that one, and I don't want to do that here. So, what's up, Unfiltered Reality? How are you today, sir?
Well, technically, she was disrespectful to you and I. So.
Yep. Yep. And when it comes to that, I don't want anybody blocked, but timing them out is okay. I just want the mods in the chat that do have wrenches. Use your own discretion. If you guys want to time them out. That's fine. But I don't want people blocked in here. I don't want that. That's not what we're here for. That's not the focus of this channel. I know that I have gone off course a couple of times, but I am doing the best I can at staying on course, and that is not what this channel is for. Like I said, I have two channels for specific reasons, and this channel is not for the bullshit. So
Yep.
you can come at me all you want on my other channel. I don't give a shit because I'll fire right back on that channel. This channel is not for that. Just getting home. Yeah, everything's all right. Just had a little visitor in here wanting to stir up some bullshit, but we don't stand for that around here. So
it's okay, and I'm telling you, you know, the things that we've been through in our life, ain't nobody can stop us. No one can stop us.
Fucking savage.
We've been through so much trauma, so much. We have fought more than just at stupidity, and I don't even know the words.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
I hear you.
But yeah, I hope Sugar Glider has a great day today, and I'm gonna jump off here. I'm just not feeling the best, and
all right. Well, we will keep your brother and your guys' family in our prayers, and I hope everything starts going more smoothly for you there, Charlotte's wedding. And on a personal level, I love you, girl.
Thank you so much.
Sugar Glider and I will always be here for you for support no matter what.
Oh, you guys have been great.
So
you guys have been great. So
and you have as well. So I appreciate it.
I don't think that, but yeah. I'm going to text you that info, what you can do when you get off here, and I'll wait until you're live. I'll be in chat. I'll wait till your live is over. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for having me up.
Yep. Thank you for coming up, Charlotte. It's always a pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Unfiltered Reality. You wanna grab a link, come up and say hi, formally introduce ourselves, or do you just want to wait till tomorrow? So back to what we kind of started talking about this morning. The judicial system, the way cases are handled, it's all broken. It's disgusting how things are and whatnot. So we will push forward. Okay. We will push forward. There's no barrier that anyone can put in front of us that we will not overcome. Every obstacle that we will face, we will be triumphant. Every little hurdle any little fuck wants to throw in front of us, we're going to jump right over and keep on sailing. Why? Because we are savage. We are savage when it comes to protecting our children. I'm going to throw this out there one more time. If you want to come to this channel and try to start shit, you will be looked at as a pedophile. Plain and simple. If you want to come here and start shit, it's because you support pedophilia and you're a piece of shit. So that's how that goes around here. You're either here to support the cause of this channel, or you're here to try to cause shit, and the only people that would want to start shit here are parasites themselves. So, parasites, begone. Now I got that song stuck in my head there, Batgirl. What was your fault, Batgirl? What was your fault? We object to bullshit. Some people just can't take a joke, LOL. That's right. Some people can't take a joke. So, I agree, Batgirl. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. It's a pretty good song. Sad. Especially when you sit down and break it down, you know? Now I'm going to have 2 damn songs stuck in my head. Damn it, you guys. Oh, come sail away with my family portrait. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, so while I wait for Unfiltered Reality for a minute. Yes, Aaron, don't let them derail you. It's part of their agenda. It's a technique they use. Stay on track, pal. I will, Jackie fucking Cunningham. I will. I have been, I won't say derailed in the past, but I have kind of, the track kind of swerved there for a minute for me. And I apologize to all the members of the community. I'll apologize again for allowing myself to let that happen. And I will not allow that to happen again on this channel. I had a couple people reach out to me and say, what the fuck are you doing? That's not what you started this for. That's not why we support you. And they're right. I am a humble man. I can admit my mistakes when I make them. And it was a mistake. And I will do my damnedest to not do it again. And if any of you feel that that is happening again, please do not hesitate to call me out on it at any point in time. I will not take no offense. I will not be offended whatsoever. I will not be hurt or upset. I'm actually a person who can take constructive criticism really well and go with it. So please help me stay on track and not be derailed. That's right, Charlotte's women. We stay in our path here. That's right. We stay in our path right here. The only talk will be what's important. That's right, Batgirl. Oh my God, I love you. I love this community so much, man. I really do. I really do. All right, here you go, Unfiltered. Here you go, bud. Oh. That's right, Jackie Cunningham. Correct, Aaron. We have a mission and we will succeed in what we do. That's right, sweetheart. We fucking will. We will become triumphant. We will stay savage. Word of warning to all who want to oppose this movement over here, I get to know. You will be bulldozed over here. Penelope Pistop, how are you, sweetheart? I hope your channel grows big. I hope our community grows big. Because I know that the bigger our community grows, the more and more people our message is reaching, and the more and more likely we are to make a big difference in our communities. Please hit that like button. Hit that like button if you want. Hit that dislike button if you want, because it all still counts for me. Like button if you want. Hit that dislike button if you want, because it all still counts for me. What's up, Unfiltered?
How's it going, man? Y'all doing all right?
You know, today I am good, sir. Today I am good.
That's good. Let me make sure I got this other one turned off.
What's up, Unfiltered?
There we go. I took it off. No, I seen you had a little issue when I first seen you when I popped in there. When I just got home, I seen you live on there, and I had no idea who you was talking about, but then I just figured it out right before you even mentioned the name.
Yeah.
I hate that you have to deal with that, but
you know, I hate that people have to lower themselves to that standard to try to get attention from other people. But you know, it's going to happen, especially with what I'm trying to do with this community here. Like I've already received legitimate death threats from people in emails, and I welcome the opposition, because the more opposition that comes towards us, the more and more I know that we're making a difference. So, and
that's a sad thing about it, though, and I hate saying that, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm all behind what you're doing, but it's just it seems like that's what's going to. You just might as well get used to it. I don't understand it. It seems like, and these people try to portray themselves saying that they're the same, they're going for the same goal, but they will. It's funny how going after the same goal, you can still be. How can you rival that? How can you attack that? How can you say that, you know, if you're both of them are trying to do the same thing, why is it animosity? And that's what you're going to end up seeing. It don't make no sense whatsoever. And I think it's just a racket, but that's just, you know, my opinion on it. But they you're going to get that. It doesn't matter who steps up and wants to be, you know, to try to, you know, to be a voice, so to speak, in a group of people that are adamant about doing something. You're going to get attacked, and it's the nature of the beast you're dealing with. But there is people out here that do care, and they do, and they might not be that. I mean, the numbers might not be in your favor, but you guys just got to stay positive and keep doing your thing and try not to get off track. Trust me, I know from firsthand knowledge it's very easy to get distracted. I heard you talking a while ago about, you know, you got a little upset on this channel here, but that, you know, I understand. I know exactly what your pain is. I've dealt it too.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to the whole YouTube thing, you know what I mean? Especially at being a creator and doing what I'm doing. And I honestly never in a million years would have been able to convince myself that I would get so much resistance from people. I never thought there would be so many people trying to fight what I'm doing here and what we're trying to do here. Man, on all levels, not just on YouTube from other creators and shit, but on the whole entire from the whole broad perspective, like it's dumbfounding to me, and it's crazy to me that some people want to fight what we're standing up for, what we're trying to do over here, man. It blows me away.
Yeah, well, that's like you said about a million years. In a million years, you would have never thought that. Well, mind you, in YouTube years, that ain't but 20 years. I mean, in the next 6 months, you'll have 20 years experience already under your belt when it comes to YouTube. Trust me, it don't take long. You'll get, that 6 months will be like you'll feel like it was an eternity in here, and you'll learn from your own mistakes. You're going to make them. Everybody does. You're going to learn from who to trust, who not to, and you're going to see just exactly what you need to see, because they are not shy about showing you. But yeah, you'll being new to YouTube don't mean nothing no more. 6 months into this, and you're a veteran to this stuff.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's like dog years almost. I mean, it's amazing how much you can learn in 6 months. I mean, hell, the last year and a half I've been involved in this, seems like I've been in here for 10, 15 years. I mean, it's been a long journey, but it's been a lot of a lot of fighting, a lot of aggravation, and I mean, it's just. It wears and tears. It gets you to, now trust me, I have raised some eyebrows. I have ruffled some feathers, trust me. And then in doing, and that has caused me a lot of issues that, I just can't, I just don't like seeing people that ain't right, that are not, not truthful. When it comes to kids, or even MMIW, the missing indigenous women, anything like that. I mean, there's so many. It's unbelievable that everything they have. If you can think of a cause or a program or an organization out there, a nonprofit organization that tries to help people, they have attempted or either have done it. They have just used it as a just a ploy to garner attention or whatever or even to exploit from. And their hypocrisy knows no bounds, and it's amazing. They claim to be just like you, want to be like you, but you will end up catching more animosity from people that are supposed to be like-minded in here. And it just, I don't understand it. Not trying to be negative. I want you to try to be as positive as possible, and hopefully, I hope everything's best for you. I really do. I just got to be careful.
I know that we've never personally talked, and this is the first time we've ever talked and whatever. But what I'm doing here with this channel, I'm so passionate about that. I could lose every subscriber, and I'm still going to put out the information I put out. I'm still going to push forward with what I'm doing. I will take my last breath pushing to make a difference in this world when it comes to this subject. There's nothing in this world besides death itself that's going to stop me from doing what I'm doing.
That's
and
right.
Every single person that comes into this chat, Penelope Pitstop, Batgirl, Charlotte's Webbing, Jackie fucking Cunningham, Griff, it matters. Not Outlaw Trucker. There's so many of you. Richard, every one of you that come here make me personally strive to be better, to be stronger, and to keep going. And because you guys have that kind of faith in me, I feel I owe it to you guys to not let you guys down, to not make those stumbles, even though I know I will, because everybody does. I mean, I'm not perfect, and I know I'm going to stumble, but that's why I love this community so much, because when I do, I have the support here to pull me back up and say, hey, you stumbled, wipe yourself off, and let's keep going, because we got a bigger purpose here. These inconveniences that jump in the chat and whatever, that's all they are. They're a temporary inconvenience to the bigger picture of what we get to know community is trying to do.
Well, if you just stay on point like that and keep that same attitude, it's going to be a struggle, because trust me, you sound a lot like me. Whenever I said the same thing about it, I'd lose all my subscribers. I didn't care. And trust me, they make you push the envelope, but just try to stay focused. Like Charlotte Webbing said a while ago, just ignore them. Just do what you got to do. Stick to your numbers, stick to your facts you're trying to get out there. They're going to, I mean, I don't understand why but they're going to do it. There's no way you can stop them. That's something you're going to have to get used to. Yeah. It's going to happen. But if you just stay to your point, you ain't. I chose a path. I got to the point where I got tired of talking about the issues we were talking about, which was human trafficking, survivors of domestic violence and such like that. Without every time I turned around, I got slandered, or I got somebody coming in there that claims to be all about that, but they don't talk about that in their chats. All they do is they talk about bullying or drama with each other. But it just that they don't want to come in and say nothing until you get started talking about it, and that's how it'll start. But you got to stay on point, just stay on track, and just try to keep up with yours, and just ignore them. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. Trust me, especially if you start seeing the things that's me though. I'm just saying, just stay on point and keep doing. It sound like you got a good thing going. I mean, I was kind of surprised about the numbers you put out the other night about the online, the internet thing. I mean, that was just blew my mind to have such a low number. I thought it would have a higher percentage than that, but
now you gotta remember, I wasn't able to get to this point on the other night, but you gotta remember any numbers that get put out on this channel, those
Right.
numbers only cover the ages of 12 to 18 because
Okay.
the United States don't keep track of any cases under the age of 12 for privacy reasons and whatsoever, which I think is totally bullshit.
Right.
So my abuse started when I was 5. It ended right before I turned 12. So in statistics, my abuse doesn't even get a count anywhere. You know what I mean? So any kind of numbers that get put out from here, to play it safe, times it by at least 4, and you're getting close. You're getting close to the actual numbers. Like, did you know that every 2 minutes in the United States, a child is being pursued, heavily pursued, aggressively pursued, and groomed on the internet to be trafficked in the United States? Every 2 minutes in the United States.
Yep.
That's
without them even knowing it. Without them even knowing it. It could be through ads on the social media. It could be through just apps. Anything. There's all kind of different ways they're being groomed without them even being paying attention to it. Their emails or whatever. They're coming after them without even. They thinking. There's a lot of these naive parents out there that really think their kids are covered, and they got them covered because they got locks on the phones and everything. But it could be just as conventional as somebody sending an email offering this or offering that, or even try this app. This app they got the gaming apps. Those are so scary to be susceptible with.
Yep, like a lot of people don't know. One of the biggest apps, one of the most famous apps out there that's aimed at children, that more children are being pursued and groomed on, is Roblox.
Yep, sure is.
Roblox, one of the most dirtiest, disgusting fucking apps possible.
Yep.
Penelope pissed off. She says, "I talk to my children openly." At what age did you start talking to your children openly about this kind of awareness? Because my wife and I started talking to our children as soon as we thought they could understand the words that were coming out of our mouths.
That's how we done ours. My children, the teachers would come and tell us that our kids, they were amazed at how our kids was able to carry on conversation with grown adults. We wanted them to understand them conversation. We wanted them to be able to handle them conversations. That way they wouldn't be naive to the fact that they can understand what that adult's trying to talk about. And it blew their minds to say, how in the world did your child can sit there and pretty much read and teach the class, as how intelligent they were. But we made that an effort with them. They manners and stuff like that they sure had, but they were able to adapt. I mean, they were able to carry on. In other words, if they got in a situation, needed to talk to an adult, an adult would understand that there was a situation going on. A lot of times we get confused. We'll think that a lot of times we'll freeze up as an adult. I mean, it happens to everybody when they hear a child don't understand what's going on. The child don't know how to talk to an adult, don't know how to to give the signals or whatever. That's one thing that a parent, we wouldn't know. There's been several times that I've had I've seen situations where I felt in my heart that something wasn't right, but I didn't have that. Could not pursue it because I still kept my eyes on it, but it just was you just couldn't because you didn't have that. I wish all kids would even if it's simple as the code, or whatever it takes to get that, whatever it takes, whatever you can do, to at least tell your kids about it and let them know about it.
For sure.
And they might, hopefully they don't never have to use it. Hopefully they don't never have to use it. But the point is, at least they know it.
Exactly. Like it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, what do you lose, or what do you damage by educating your children about this at an early age and keeping them protected? Absolutely nothing.
It's another conversation with your kids, man. That's another conversation you might not be able to have if you don't pay attention to what's going on. It's a conversation that could be lost. Because conversation you could wish you could get back and you can't get back. Because that's one thing we can't never get back. You can't go back in time and do things different. You got to take care of it now.
Exactly. I've said it, and I've said it many times. Griff. I would rather have that uncomfortable conversation.
Oh yeah.
And educating my children about this shit and keeping them protected than having that really uncomfortable conversation when your child comes to you and tells you that they have been sexually abused.
Right.
Which conversation would you rather have with your child? It's simple to me, but it's such a hard concept for so many other people to grasp. It blows my mind. It honestly blows my mind.
Yep.
It honestly blows my mind.
And it's amazing. And there's, you got in this culture we live in now, you got so many people, you got to watch it. And these kids, that's another thing too, is the misconception of, I don't know how to say it. I know people that in a way you have to accept, you got to think that people are trying to do for the good. They're trying their best to do things with the right things. But, to know what groups are actually out there benefiting the children and to know what groups are not, it's something you got to keep your eyes on. I mean, that's something you'll see. I mean, it's just I don't know how else to say it. If you're trying to practice, maybe I don't know when you're trying to. I mean, is that what is your goal to be do anything like that as far as going after personally? Are you trained or anything like that to go? I'm just asking curiosity. I know you said about pedophile and stuff like that. Are you going online as far as committing any kind of like being undercover or whatever, trying to?
No, I don't do that. I feel that that's it's good that there's people out there doing that, but I feel that's a rocky road that's not.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I mean, it's important that there are people out there doing it. Like, I love Colorado Pet Patrol. You know what I mean? What he does what Tommy does is amazing. Yep. What him and his group does is amazing. I tip my hat to his decoys 100%. I'm sure it's not an easy job. I have the utmost respect for them for doing that. But my main focus here is we're in desperate times right now.
Mm-hmm.
Things need to change. Things need to change. And I know from experience that if you want to get people's attention, you got to make changes now.
And see, that's the scary part too. That's the scary part too, because we're in a time of crisis right now as far as the time of change, because goods wanting to look evil, and evil's they're wanting good to look evil and wanting evil to look good. And the misconception that we're falling into now is you're having a lot of these programs and stuff like you're talking about now. See, knowing about the Carolina pups or like that, to know about them is a good thing. There's a lot of people that can't get that high to know, or can't get to that level to know those people or to even acknowledge them, because they're seeing these smaller groups that kick off, they get the attention, and it's the ruse that can be created. In other words, your time and effort is sitting there putting forth of trying to believe in something, thinking it's all about the same, it's all for the same thing, but in all rationale, it's just a game. When I say that, and I mean that, and I don't mean that to be negative. It's just that you got so many people trying to make $1 off of whatever it is. I mean, anything is clout right now. Anything is exploitable. And to sit there and just paint that persona, and we've seen a lot of that in YouTube here. We've seen a lot of that here, and it's amazing that with other things that they could be doing. That's just things people got to be careful of. So I'm saying, you got to be careful because I mean they giving money because I know there's a lot of people out here. I'm the same way. I like giving money to people that to programs to help them. If I walk into a grocery store or whatever like that and they're outside, I don't mind. I don't do it. I'll do that. But now after being here for a year and a half, seeing how these people are, malicious enough to to take advantage of that situation. When you get, that's one thing, this just like, I know you can relate this. This is whenever your child, if heaven forbid something happens to your child, okay, if your child disappears, or somebody takes your child, heaven forbid that happen to anybody, but that's not something you have on your Rolodex, or that's not something you have in your quick memory on your phone, to speed dial of a man that can rescue a child or a recovery unit. You got
Right.
lawyers, you got doctors, you got the teachers, you got things like that in speed dial. Nobody ever goes out looking or gets business cards of a guy that's supposed to chase, supposed to get your kid back. So that's you have to trust word of mouth. Is what I'm getting at. So when it comes down to if something like that happens to anybody, and again, I don't wish it on anybody, you would hope that somebody would be able to give you some good guidance and point you in the right direction if you needed to get somebody to help you. Because sometimes the law can't get involved in it for 48 hours. Sometimes whenever a kid, it depends on what the age is, I think, in certain states.
In some cases, and depending on whether they meet certain criteria or, and see, like,
that's like the Amber Alert. It's got to meet a certain criteria for that. It can even be listed.
Yep. Like one of the things that we focus on here is like, I love that each state in the United States gets to make up basically, their own rules and their own laws on crimes and punishment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if the system was to be overhauled and all sex crimes were federally mandated to be federal, I think it would make it a lot simpler. You know what I mean? Like you can get sentenced to, don't quote me on this because I haven't looked at the numbers for a while, but let's say you can get 10 years. Let's say you can get up to 10 years in California for possession of child pornography.
Mm-hmm.
In Idaho, you might only get up to 5 years for possession of child pornography. In Illinois, it could be 25 to life. You know what I mean? Yep. I think if it was all one sentence for the crime, it would make things a lot simpler. It would make court go so much more smoothly, and
I think that would also help out on a lot of these malfeasance crimes, these criminal cases where people, in other words, because the states are being able to control it, you get a lot of these things that fall through the cracks. I don't know if you've heard of them or not. I had a friend of mine that I worked with that was one of the QCs on the job. His wife and him had just had a newborn baby girl. Okay, he was on the road working. And his wife was a nurse and his mom was a nurse, and she had was an issue with their child, their newborn baby girl. There was something in her private region that caused problems. Well, she said that she couldn't get a hold of her mom or something like that. Because her mom worked on a job with us. His mom actually worked with us. She was my secretary. So she sent him a picture of his daughter with the diaper undone so he could show his mother. Because her mother was an registered nurse. She was a nurse out there on job, to tell her what she needed to do. Because they thought it was thrash and stuff like that. It's just simple things that a man and a woman, husband and wife will do. Well, this was back in 2016 when that picture was sent. Well, I know how I am about, until I got into YouTube now, mind you, I've had to erase all kind of crap because my storage would go crazy. And after a time before I got into this, I would always save things. My wife would send me pictures of the kids and stuff like that. They would be right there in the phone, wouldn't be going anywhere, but it would be right there in the phone. And if I wanted to change phones, I had to go to cloud, I had to go to Google Cloud to protect all my information to transfer to another phone. Same thing with him. Well, this was year before last, 2021. Google decided to turn that picture in and got him, and he had the FBI SWAT and everything coming to his house for 5 o'clock in the morning while he was on vacation, rattling him up out of bed, bringing him out of the house, searching through his computer and everything like that because of that one picture. And that's one thing people got to watch out for. Because states have control, a state can choose that because Google will pitch it in Google gets if you put it on your cloud, Google's got it, and it doesn't matter. You got to, that's it. Now, if they deem it, or if they're one of their bots decides to kick it out, then that's what happened. But this was like 8 years later, or 6 years later, and it was not malicious. It was nothing. There was no intent.
There was no ill intent behind the picture.
But he had to go through the trial. Still had to deal with the DA. They would not drop the charges. They would not. They had to go through all that thing because that's the way the states handle it. Some states, they need that money. They need that push. And we all do it. If you had any problem with it, if you've ever had any runs with the law, you know how that is. But I think if federal had it. Yeah, I think if federal would actually mandate it and actually control it, I think it would be a whole lot better off. In my opinion.
I believe so too, and that's one of the pushes that that's one of the purposes of this channel. I'd like to see that happen. Plus, I'm a firm believer that if you're on trial for a sex crime, you don't get no plea bargain. After all, your victim, you didn't give your victim a plea bargain. Your victim doesn't get to be, a registered victim for 10 years and then magically one day just poof, I'm no longer a victim because I've met this guideline and that guideline. I will be a sexually abused human being for the rest of my life. Not even God himself can remove that from me. And yet these prosecuting attorneys are so quick to offer plea bargains. These judges are so quick to accept these plea bargains, and the deals that they cut them are ridiculous. Like, you plead guilty to this. An old family friend of ours, he got caught violently abusing his daughter, who was three and a half years old, and he got sentenced to 5 years in prison with 5 years indeterminate. So he got sentenced to 10 years, 5 and 5. He got out in 3, and since he pleaded guilty to 2 out of the 5 charges, he doesn't have to register as a sex offender. Now, because of that plea bargain, nobody will know by looking him up on the sex offender registry that he is a registered sex offender. And that's another thing that this channel is standing up for.
But if a man that, say, for instance, he was dating this girl since he was 16 years old, she was 14, and when he turned 18 years old, her dad decided to call the law on him, and now he's a registered sex offender for something simple as that. But now this guy will be walking that right. You're right. You're exactly right. You know why they do that though? Because the states, they give them the district attorneys, their excuse is they don't have the money to take anything to trial.
Yeah,
they don't have the money to take it to trial. That's every time I've heard that. That's all I've ever heard is always they can't take it to trials. That's why they got to do plea deals. Whenever they got somebody dead to rights, like in a Tyree Nichols case. I don't know if you're familiar with that case. That happened in Memphis, Tennessee. They got video camera footage showing every one of these cops that maliciously killed this man. Basically, he died 3 days later. But the district attorney is still spitting out, allowing people to step forward because if they're testifying against, they got them dead to rights. There's no sense in that. If you've got a man with all this computer information showing you that this man is dead to rights, a pedophile. There's no other way around it. It's his computer. It's his. You can tell every time he's clicked in and clicked out. You tell what he's doing. You can tell with chat and everything. Why do you need it don't make sense. There shouldn't even be. Right. That's a whole thing about money. It's all it is about money.
Right. See, and I call those cases. I call those 47-cent cases. White 47 cents, because that's what it costs, about 47 cents to make a 9mm bullet.
Yeah.
Now, exactly. I did a live last week. It was about a 76-year-old man in Florida who got arrested for possession of child pornography. When he was arrested, he had so much material that he personally printed out at home, downloaded at home, printed out at home off his computer. They had to fucking weigh it.
Oh my God.
He had over 2,600 fucking pounds of child explicit material.
On paper.
They counted it, and it was over 220,000 individual images of children being sexually abused from the ages of, they estimate, 3 months old to 15 years old. Now, that to me, that motherfucker don't deserve to stand in court.
Nope.
He don't deserve to have 3 meals in a cot every single day. He don't deserve a trial. That is an execution on the spot.
Yep.
If we as a country mandate a lot of these crimes, these sex crimes, into complete annihilation of a pedophile,
like other countries do. I mean,
yes,
you rob somebody or steal somebody, they cut your hand off in certain countries. I mean,
in one country, they execute you if you blow hot for being dirty for alcohol while you're driving. That country hasn't had a fucking DUI in like 32 years, 33 years.
Thailand or something like that? Is that Thailand or something?
I think it's Turkey.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked up that information, but let's say you get caught. Let's say somebody gets caught with, like, okay, here in my town, this is a couple years ago. This couple, for the last 13 years, when they busted this couple, they busted them with 13 years of history of sexual abuse towards children in our community. They were kidnapping children off the street, getting them so high on drugs, and injecting them with methamphetamine, injecting them with fentanyl, and they had a dungeon, a sex dungeon in their basement, hundreds of thousands of images on their laptops, on their phones, a man and wife.
Probably soccer moms too. Probably a soccer mom. Probably did the damn PTA and all that shit. That's amazing.
They found in their dungeon like 300 6 to 8 hour VHS tapes that were all full of them abusing children, and they get 15 years in prison. Up to they're facing like 15 years in prison. Now, to me, you got hundreds of thousands of explicit pictures of children being abused on your laptop, on your tablet, on your fucking phone. The cops raid your house and they go into your dungeon and they see all these VHS tapes and this dungeon that you got and all this other explicit material. That's an execution on the spot. Like why waste all this money? Why waste all this money on this couple when they're obviously guilty of a crime that should be executionable? Period.
And then they'll separate them from the rest of the damn population in prison. They'll live in isolation the rest of their life instead of putting them in Gen Pop, to where somebody can actually fix that problem for us. Then, over a damn a thing of ramen noodles or whatever. Somebody will take care of that in a heartbeat, probably for free. But no, that's not. And they'll get the rest of their life to be quiet in silence.
And unfortunately, the way Hollywood has it and the way TV shows portray it, the prison systems aren't like they are on TV. Like, yes, some of them, they can get pretty bad and whatever. But like here in my state, here in Idaho, our maximum security prison, they just built 2 years ago an annex to it, to where these pedophiles have their own shower stalls, have their own cafeteria, they're housed together. They don't have to go into general population. They don't get any of that. They get special treatment for being a pedophile. My wife and I kind of started a joke here in Idaho. My wife and I had been noticing that they had been doing a lot of transferring pedophiles from around the country into our city and into our state. So we kind of came up with a little joke. It was like, welcome to Idaho, touch a kid and get a home. Welcome to Idaho, touch a kid, get a car, get whatever you fucking need by violating a child here in Idaho, because that's how ridiculous it's getting. Like my brother-in-law, I've said it many times, my brother-in-law is doing 26 years in federal prison for drug trafficking. And the parasite that was sentenced right before him, 5th time in federal court, he got 5 years. And this was his 5th time of going to prison for the same charge: possession of child pornography, distribution of child pornography, and production of child pornography. They sentenced my brother-in-law to 26 years fixed in federal prison for selling drugs, for bringing drugs in and selling them to other adult drug addicts, not even damaging kids. And this parasite for his fifth time who has had at least 5 victims. And if he's distributing, receiving, and producing child pornography, I guarantee you he's had more than 5 victims. He's probably had hundreds of victims. He's done 25 years altogether. That is wrong. That is bullshit. I'm not condoning drug trafficking. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that kind of person, but that's unfair.
No,
Like
but look
my-
at the reality when you say that. You know, I don't condone either. You know, I've dipped and dabbled in mine during my past too. But the fact of the matter
That's
is,
the thing I
it's
have to.
something the government knows that the drugs are here for a reason. The drugs could be out of here if they wanted them out of here. The drugs are here because it's part of our financial gain. It actually helps. It helps with them finances. It helps keep this country off the ground. Whatever they want to say about it. So you're sitting there victim. You're making somebody a criminal for doing doing just what you're allowing to do. I mean, you're letting 1 or 2 damn trucks come in damn well they got got drugs on it, but you let them go through. You got, that's the way the government's set up. But now when it comes to somebody attacking your kid, they get off on a lesser charge. The biggest problem is our judicial system. We got so many politicians that swear up and down they're going to change this, they're going to do this, they're going to make things right. I mean, from the president on down. And when they get in there, they spend 4 years sitting there feeding us line of shit saying they're going to do something, and they'll never do nothing. Because you can't. The bottom line is, if they don't get through the House and the Senate, you ain't never gonna get nothing passed. And we got so much damn fighting back and forth in there, it's unbelievable. But they all promise this, promise that, and when you walk out of there, they make y'all look. Oh yeah, they did a hell of a job. Did they really? Did they actually pass the laws they swore up and down they was gonna do? Did they fix anything? Yes. Are you any better off this year than you was 4 years ago? No.
And like so that's kind of like. I'm trying to save some stuff for tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right. I got you.
But that's the basis. That's the basis of what we're doing here, man. I got a few things in the works and whatnot, and I'm looking for some support from a few people that know their way around the judicial system, and it's time. It's time we as a community, it's time as we as responsible, caring human beings stand the fuck up and do what's right by our children.
That's right.
If our children are our future and we are not protecting our children, what the fuck does that mean for our future?
It don't mean a lot at all. It means a lot of damn headache and a lot of damn agony and a lot of tears, because you're going to see a lot of it fall apart, because that's basically what we're doing now. We're cancel culture. The cancel culture we live in now, we don't start taking care of our future. If we don't start looking at our past and remembering our past and start trying to learn from the past like you're supposed to, you go back to the old adage. If you don't learn from your past, you're destined to repeat it.
Absolutely.
And that's where you will be making the same mistakes over and over again, because you're not paying attention to what the warning signs, anything going on. Any kind of awareness is a plus, but to get the word out and get everybody embraced in it, and that's the biggest thing. That to me, I think is just our culture nowadays. That's the hardest thing, and you'll probably see. You probably already do see, as far as trying to get a group of people together, just a group of people. You might get 1 or 2. But to try to get a group of people that swear up and down, they all think of the same they're thinking the same goals. They got the same principles, same ideas. But you know how hard that is still a hard thing to do, to claim to be like minds, to get them all to be in the same basket together and all agreeing on something. It's just so much conflict in the world. It's just I don't know. I think people we got to get our priorities straight and start worrying about what's important instead of trying to scratch your own back or trying to get a little that's the crazy shit about it, because it ain't always got to be your way. It's just got to be the right way,
Exactly. Fucking exactly, dude. Like that's exactly, that's it. That's the biggest hurdle. That's the biggest hurdle that I'm going to call it a movement, because that's what I hope this turns into, is a movement. That's the biggest hurdle that this movement faces, is a group of good people standing together for the betterment of the majority.
The movement.
And it's not about personal accomplishments. It's not about personal feelings. We all have to be on the same page. We all have to be firing at the same page. And when we are, trust me, everybody, Trust me. We will be unstoppable.
Leave politics out of it. That's the only thing you can try to do. If you can try to keep it that way, because that's something everybody swears up and down they don't like getting involved in. But it seems like that one phase of it, people might not even think that as being political. But whenever you go into something and the only way you're going to agree with it, if it's a positive outlook for you, is something you're going to benefit from, that is still a political stand. And that's what we if we can get past that, get the point to look, it's for the betterment of the movement. It's the betterment of these helping these children out to keep focused on what's going on. That's got to be done. Don't look at it as a sacrifice. Look at it as a positive, and it should not be a sacrifice. But that's the irony of it seems like that always ends up being put into play when it comes to trying to get like-minded people. And there's some good people out there that it just seems like you can't never get them on the right page because of that. And if they can just get past all that, they can accomplish a lot more. But
that's right. Charlotte Webbing says, all Get to Know can do is fight for the mission. And that's right. That's all we can do, because if you subscribe to this channel, and I hope you have, Griff, you yourself, by subscribing, you have become part of Get to Know. This is not my channel. Even though I started it with my vision and what the direction I wanted to go in, every member of this community is their channel. This is our channel. This is the start of it all right here, you guys. I give you my word, and I will not break my words for nobody. And I give you my word, and I'll take these off just so you know I'm serious. I give you my word, everybody. I will not stop this mission. It'll be impossible to do it by myself, but I'll continue doing it if I have to by myself, because I won't stop. It'll be a lot easier with a group of us together, firing on one, firing at the same time, all on the same page for the mission of the betterment of the future of our children, man. That's what this is.
You know what it really takes, though, and it's just something simple that a lot of people they frown on, but it's something I've always seen, that if you want to accomplish something, if you want to be productive in whatever movement you want to try to do, you got to have a level of accountability for each person involved. They've got to be able to know that they are whatever move and choice they make is going to have to be there's repercussion to it no matter what. It's just like every good deed goes unpunished, doesn't go unpunished. I mean, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, you've got to stay focused on what's going on. There shouldn't be no ulterior motives. It shouldn't be none of that he said, she said stuff. Just stay positive in what you're doing. And I guarantee it, if people would just act that way, they'd enjoy it a lot better. They really would, because it turns into being something you cherish, you can have compassion for. It's not yours. It's like you said, it's not yours. It's everybody's. If they look at it that way, don't treat it like a co-op at a damn, to take your water meter or you get your water truck paid for, your electric bill. Treat it as it's like a park. It's like a park for kids. Like, imagine if you was working on something like that, if y'all joined venture and you had a skating park or something for these kids that didn't have nowhere to go to stay out of trouble. Look at it as something like that. Pick up a rake, get out there and rake some rake, and whatever it takes. Is by going out there and being a positive person, being an influence on this entire movement is what it needs to take. Not being the he said, she said, not sitting there listening to all the negative shit. You're going to hear it. It's going to be out there. But take it and try to make a positive out of it. I say, look, I'm one to be talking. I'm good at giving advice, but I'm bad about them listening to it, because I know it's easy for these people to steer you the wrong way, man. It really is. And it's not steering the wrong way, but you start seeing what they're doing. And I'm telling you, if you start paying attention to them, you won't like it. If you're anything like me, you'll despise it, and it'll make you mad, and you just want to call them out on it. And that's where I got caught up, and that's why I don't want to be caught up.
See, and this is where I kind of separate myself from most other people here on YouTube. Is I have two channels. Okay, and we're coming up on 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna be wrapping this up in just a few minutes. But I was gonna bring this up to you before I got off, but I'll just do it now. I have two channels here on YouTube. Okay,
right.
I have this one, and I have my Just a Nobody channel.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am going to personally invite you, Griff, to join me here maybe in a little while, in a couple hours after I take a break from this one, on my Get to Know channel or on my Just a Nobody channel, because you and I, my friend, we have so much in common. It's gonna blow your fucking mind, dude. My Just a Nobody channel is just for that. It's for calling. It's for taking all the bullshit that people want to give you when you're trying to do something positive, and put it over here, and make people look over here while we progress in a positive manner over here on Get to Know.
Yeah. Well, just be careful with that. Like I said, I've been run through the ringer, and just some of your subscribers might know that already, but I listen to your subscribers. They got to be they're going to be your voice out here. They're going to be your ears for stuff that you might not be familiar with. Whatever their opinion goes, you got to keep them satisfied. And I know how that is, but to stay true to what you want to be what you want to do, is you got to stay true to your subscribers. But at the same time, just be careful, because there is some maliciousness out here. There's some people that are willing to just be careful. I mean, you're sitting there, I'm listening to you, and I'm hearing the same thing I was saying when I first came in here. And I'm not trying to be negative, and I'm not trying to make I'm not making fun at all. I just want you to be careful, because these people, contrary to popular belief, you think that they can't get to you through that screen, but these people can. They don't just trigger you. It's more than just triggering. They can effectively go after your family. They can make you look like. And the irony is that the drama community out here there's more of them than there is true crime. There's way more of them out here. I mean, you can hang it up if you want to try to. But as far as they will take it and run with it, any kind of drama, any kind of chaos, they love. And your name can be made mud just as quick as you sitting right here with me right now.
Right,
just be careful.
And see,
don't put anything out there.
I appreciate the advice. Don't get me wrong, Griff. I appreciate the advice. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. I've been through a world of shit my whole life. I am not going to allow anybody to stop me from continuing on with the mission of Get to Know. It doesn't matter what they throw at me. Like I've already, like some of these people out here, they've got my personal information already. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid. They threaten CPS, threaten being fucking swatted. Bring it on. I know my rights. Like they're not gonna. Ain't nobody gonna take my pride. Ain't nobody gonna slow me down, because I'm a fucking savage on this shit, man. Like I'm different in that category. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's a bad judgment. I'm not saying anything bad about that being on your character. A lot of people aren't like that. They're not built to be able to just take that blow after blow after blow after blow and keep going, man. Because
there's a lot of it that's not here now. There's a lot of channels that have disappeared because they couldn't take it. And of course, I've been here the whole time, but I'm gonna tell you, it's been a long, hard year and a half from where I was at when I first got here. After Summer Wells came up missing, within almost 2 months, right? I wasn't even 2 months, I don't think. After me started talking about her, I'd already garnered over 3,000 subscribers. All right, I'd end up giving that channel to my wife, because these people were maliciously destroying my credibility and everything, because I was not anything they were calling. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't scam nobody. I was calling out the scammers. I had the scammers calling me scammers. I had the bullies calling me bullies. I had the con men calling me cons. Whatever it took. The druggies calling me drugheads. I mean, I live in a camper. I own a damn camper. I own a camper. I work on the road. That's what I do. If I'm not in a camper, I'm in a motel room, I work on the road. But anything they could do, these are people that are sycophants. They don't do shit. They don't do nothing but just make money on YouTube. And whatever they can do to make money, I mean, you think about it. Some of these channels have created down Pedophile Island or Clown, stuff like that. That is a complete mockery.
We got to steer away from that. We can't. We're not. We're doing our best not to talk about other creators here.
I got you.
I'm gonna invite you to my other channel, and we can call all that. We can call all that shit out on.
Yeah, I told you I'm a bad damn influence. I told you I am.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. This is something that I'm working on.
Well, when I get on something, I do. I gotta.
I get
I'm glad you said that, because I get. I was passionate. I am still passionate about what I believe in. I believe there's a community out there that really wants to hear, but there's just so much negativity. It really, I'm telling you, man, it'll tear you down. It really will. And it's hard. I don't want to see nobody else have to go through what we went through. Um, I listen to what you're saying, and it sounds so familiar, and it really does. Like you said, you do sound a lot just like the same way we was. We had the same positive attitude, just to get the gumption to go for it. And it's the amazing part about it. It was people inside our own little that we thought that was all. We thought they
Yep.
were all on the same team, but it just don't work out that way.
Yep.
But I'm gonna get off here right now, and like I said, I
All right,
appreciate you letting me on. Just keep up the good work, man. That's all you can do. Just keep being positive. And like I said, these subscribers, the loyal subscribers, you're gonna be able to see them. They're the ones that's gonna be there for you, and they're gonna be going
Yep.
back for you, and that's what you need, man. Just keep it
All
strong.
right. So you want to go? You want to join me on my other channel in about 2 hours from now?
If I would try my best to. I still got I gotta get supper started. My wife will be home here shortly. She should be here in about 30 minutes. After that time, whenever boss gets home, I can pretty much give you a mandate on what I can do.
All right,
You know
sounds
what I
good. Happy wife, happy life. I know how that goes,
That's
man.
right.
I know who wears the pants in my family, man. My wife
That's
does.
it. That's it. But yeah, I'll let you know something as soon as I hear something, man.
All right, sounds good, Griff.
All right, buddy. Be good, man.
You too, brother.
All right.
Okay. This is for the future of children. That's correct. to you. Thank you for being here. I've been wanting to acknowledge you in the chat and whatnot, but sometimes I get a little, carried off in my thoughts and what's going on and whatnot. But I appreciate you being here. I really do. Please check out my sister Darlene's channel. She's going to be going live here in a little while. I'll probably pop into the chat, but I don't know if I'll come up on panel. I'm getting kind of exhausted on this today, but I got a couple of things to do still. But I will always support you, sister, no matter what. I can't find your Aaron link. All right, hang on a second. I'll see if I can. I'll grab it real quick. Maybe here. Thank you, Shar. Thank you, Shar. Love you too, sister. Darlene Jane Clark, thank you. I subbed. Yes, Penelope pissed off. Her story will amaze you. I don't even know what other words to say to describe her story, but it'll amaze you. Great chat. Really enjoyed being here. And I enjoyed you being here, Penelope Pissed Up. I really appreciate every single one of you guys here and the continued support. I'm going to pull up my other stuff here real quick. Your channel. Move that out of the way. Here. Copy. Here. All right. I'm like watching myself in the third person now. That's kind of weird. But here you go. Here's the link. There's the link to my other channel. Oh my. Holy shit. I can't even do that. I'm not a moderator in my own channel. Just let's see if this will probably help. Let's just do it like this. Yes. See if that works, Char. It is such an important topic, indeed. Good chill chat. We try to make it pretty chill around here. Yes, please, please, please support my sister Darlene. Subscribe to her channel. Please, please, please. Yes, please hit that thumbs up or that thumbs down button. I don't really care. Just hit one of them for me. It's the next epidemic. It is. And this next epidemic is upon us, Batgirl. That's for sure. All right, Jackie Cunningham. Sweetheart. I appreciate it. With that being said, we just clicked on to 2 hours and 30 minutes. My butt is getting numb. With that being said, I love all you guys. What we're doing over here is important. Yes, Jackie Cunningham, if you would, please drop it. Please drop it, drop it, drop it. All mods, feel free to drop any other creator in here. When we're here, feel free to drop all the creators in here as long as they're supporting the movement here. Drop their channel in here, man. We only grow because they grow, you know. We only get stronger because they get stronger. That's my dog. That's my dog. I'm so that one. Boom. No, yeah. Still buying. Yes. Yes, that is it right there. Jackie Cunningham with the backup. Yes, my other channel. Where all are welcome to come talk shit all you want to about my toothless ass all you want. I don't care. Oh yeah, to you. Go check out the video on my other channel with my dog, and your dog will love it. Our Chihuahua is a singer. He likes to sing. To your other channel, you used to have a different one. Yeah, I just went by my name on it. I just changed it to my other name. So with that being said, thank you all for being here. I love each and every one of you guys. The continuing support helps me grow, helps me keep going. To the 11 just watching in the background and not participating in the chat, you're just as important, whether you like me or not, whether you have good intentions for me or not. Thanks for the views, everybody. I appreciate it. We're not going to stop doing what we're doing over here. Ain't nobody going to stop us. Nobody's going to slow us down. Thank you, Jackie Cunningham. All the kind words, all the positive reassurance, the continuous support helps me continue doing what I'm doing. And I love you guys. Until next time, remember, join me tomorrow on It Matters channel at noon Mountain Standard Time, where we will get to know more about Get to Know. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Batgirl. Charlotte. Okay, I'm going. Bye. Love you all. Love you too, Char. Thank you so much. Love you, sister. Batgirl. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in on the next live I do on my Just a Nobody channel on why it's just a nobody, and he might be a little bit more accepting of it, but you know, It is what it is. Trust and believe. I know I'm way more than just a nobody. Trust and believe that. Thanks, guys. Later. Remember, one child is one too many, everybody.